guys, welcome to another episode of Boomer Barbecue. In case you're wondering, that is not my Grand Champion. I thought I'd introduce you to my old smoker. It's a Rangemaster I got from Aldi. It was on sale. It was sitting around for a while, and what Aldi tends to do is if they don't sell it, they'll put it to the side, drop the price. And I snatched this sucker up for $69. I was in the store, I saw them, I asked them, what's the price of that thing over there, that smoker unit? They said $69. I said, sold. I literally bought it right there. I was bus bound at the time. Called somebody up, said, help me get this thing home. I threw it in the car, took it home, put it together. And it's done me nicely for the past couple of years. Let me show you some of the mods that I've put on this. The latest mod I added to my smoker was a piece of 3 by 24 inch ductwork. I'd seen on a video where if you extend the stack it gives you better draw. As a matter of fact, the guy that did the video had the old country Panko, the one I wanted, so he had to make a 6 inch by 24 inch stack added onto his. So let me pull this off to the side. So as you can see, this has a really small stack. And once the air is out, it's not drawing anymore. So let me put on this other stack. It's hard to put it on one-handed, so give me a second and I'll put it on. So here's the stack. It's much longer and it gets phenomenal draw. It's almost like having a fan in the firebox. So one of the other mods I made that is also part of the stack was I took this piece of flexible heating vent tube and I made it long enough so that it brings the stack all the way down to the grate level, so it just doesn't go up to the top and out. So now if you look down at the bottom here, this here, let me pull the grill out of the way. This is one of my first welding projects. This is a piece of 16 gauge steel. I cut it into the proper size pieces. I welded it together and made my own baffle. And I have 4 tuning plates with it. So that's all things that I did. I didn't do it, you can see I didn't do a really great job of cutting the plates because I'm still pretty new with an angle grinder and trying to cut straight lines. So, but I'm working on it. So let's get over to the firebox. Okay, the firebox, when I first got it, the door didn't really sit properly. There was a little bit of a gap, so I used to put a brick on the handle to hold it down to the, and hold it closed to keep the smoke out. And it was as of recent, was kind of bent way out of shape up here. So there was heat and smoke coming out of the shard. So let me pull these open here and show you how much that is. So that's, it's thin metal, so, and I had to re-gasket the whole thing. As you can see up here, it's really dark. That's where it was escaping, and it got really dark over here. So I bent it so that when I push it down, it holds better now. And these locks will hold it closed. So that takes care of that problem. I also put gasket around the whole side, both sides. Then I put gasket up on this lip up in here. And I had a double gasket in the back because one wasn't enough and the smoke would escape. So a double gasket worked out nicely. So now for the most part I keep most of the heat and smoke inside. Also over here, I don't know if you can see, it's still sticking up. I put a screw in there to hold a bucket, and I also had to drill my own hole because it didn't have a grease strip hole. So that's another thing that I did. That's pretty much. Oh yeah, and one more final. On the side here, fold this. I added a temperature probe grommet. So I drilled the hole, put the grommet in there. That works really nice, so I can put the temperature probes in without having to close the lid on my probes. So that's the introduction to my very first offset. The reason I am doing that is because I'm going to use it today. I'm going to be doing 2 different things today. We're going to be making some smoked mac and cheese, And also, while I was getting the ingredients for smoked mac and cheese, I like to shop at Aldi's, one of my favorite stores. I saw a nice big package of fresh bratwurst, and I love to smoke bratwurst. So we're going to do a combination of the smoked mac and cheese, and we're going to smoke some bratwurst besides. So let's get started. Okay, as any good neighbor does while you're trying to make a video, he started up his lawnmower. He's in the background for the moment, so I'm going to try to get this part started right quick before he gets back. So I'm going to start up this charcoal. I bought a brand new charcoal starter. It has a removable bottom, so I can just drop them in. And here comes the lawnmower. I'm going to start up a little cube down here. Oh, we shut it down. Perfect. Okay. Pop that back over and get our charcoal started. Alrighty. That'll be in about a half an hour before that's done. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is start off with the sauce. Since last video, I missed up a whole bunch of stuff. I want to make sure that I'm cooking for you guys and show you the whole process in this video. So the first thing is, I'm going to tell you that this recipe I got from Malcolm Reed of How to Barbecue Right. Check out his channel. It's in my subscriptions if you can't find it. He's very experienced, has a lot of good stuff. So I saw his recipe. I kind of tweaked it a little bit here and there. There's a couple of differences. But the first thing we're going to start off with is some bacon fat. Now, he called for 2 tablespoons of butter, but I like bacon fat, and you know, why not? So I'm going to approximate 2 tablespoons of bacon fat. It might be a little bit more, but I'm sure it's not going to hurt. Okay. I'm going to kick on. This is a convection heater. I'm going to put it on heat milk just to get some heat going. And the next thing we're going to put in is 2 tablespoons of flour. So we're going to make a roux to start off with. There's 1, 2. Let me stir that in. Should be enough to thicken 2 cups of heavy cream, which are going to go in next. I'm going to switch it to the soup setting, see what that does. 284. Okay, that should be good. Alright, I'm going to let this heat up a little bit, and then we'll get back when it's time to add the cream. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to bubble, so I'm going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. By the way, I will be putting up the ingredients up on the screen during this process, so you can see everything that I'm putting in. Mix that in really good. I'm going to put in the cheese so that'll melt along as the cream heats up. Now Malcolm puts in some sharp cheddar, and he puts in some Monterey Jack. I decided to kick it up a bit, and I have sharp New York white cheddar and some pepper jack for a little extra spice. So in goes the cheese. It's all locked up. And then we stir that around. See the little bits of pepper jack in there. It's melting nicely. I'll be right back for when it's all fully incorporated and smooth and ready to go. Okay, now as you can see, it's nice and melted and incorporated. The next step is to add a little bit of hot sauce. Just a little for flavor. Stir that in. I didn't have Frank's because Aldi's doesn't carry it, so they have a nice brand called Berman's. It's got that little vinegary and garlicky thing going on, much like the Frank's. So, okay, let me get the next step ready. Okay, the next step was to add 1 cup of mayo, 1 cup of sour cream. It took 2 hands to do that, so to save some time, as you can see, it's already in there. So I'm going to stir this into the mixture to give some extra creaminess and tang to the sauce. We'll stir that till it's completely incorporated. Okay, the next step is going to be to add the macaroni. So let me finish stirring this up. I'll add the macaroni because that's also a 2-hand job, and I'll show you stirring it in. I decided to use rotini pasta for this. Malcolm used elbow macaroni, so I changed that up a little bit. Also, to let you know how I did the macaroni, I used to work for an Italian restaurant. I used to cook the pasta, so you want to cook it al dente. So what I did was I got the boil going, so I wanted it going to a rapid rolling boil. I put the pasta in. You always stir pasta for 2 minutes so it doesn't stick. So, but once I put the pasta in, I started the timer and I boiled it for about 6 minutes. So after 6 minutes, I tested one. It was al dente. If you take a bite of pasta, you'll see a little white ring still in the middle. That means it's ready. So I immediately took it off the flame. I put it in a strainer. And it's my neighbors again. I immediately started putting cold water and stopped the cooking process. So, because it's going to bake in the mixture, and we don't want it to get too mushy. So here, as you can see, I am stirring the pasta into the sauce. Oops, sorry, my camera's roaming. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing and filming at the same time. Still new at this, guys. Still working on it. But it looks really good. I tasted the sauce too. It's really good. Okay. So now that we have the pasta completely coated, I'm going to get this lid over here. I'm going to put it in this, and I have to take that out of there. But I'm going to put it in the tin. I bought a bunch of turkey tins. I figured I was going to use them to catch the grease in my smoker. But I have so many of them, and I didn't buy one. So this is what I have available. And that's what I'm going to put the pasta in. So that's another 2-hand job. Let me get that done, and we'll be right back. Okay, that's in the tin. Now that's the last and final thing that goes on top is panko and bacon covering. So I took bacon, about a pound. He called for 12 ounces. I wanted to put a full pound because why not? Because I love bacon. And cooked it in the oven until it was, just about right, nice and crispy, but not too crispy. And then I processed it in a food processor to get into nice small crumbs. And then I added it to the it was supposed to be about half a cup of panko, so probably a little more, maybe it's a cup of panko. So I'm going to cover this with the panko crumbs now. Alright, this is going to be another 2-hand job, so let me do this and I'll be right back. Okay, the macaroni is in. I'm going to close this up now. Let that smoke do its thing. Let the heat get up a little higher. And now I'm going to go and get my brats and put my brats on. So I'll be right back. Okay, here are the brats. Let's put them on real quick. Let's try to make sure that they get on without touching the stack over there. With these last 3 over here. Alright, let's close it up. Let the fire do its job. And the wood and the smoke. And of course the box always gets in the way. Alright, we'll check on it in an hour. See you in a bit. I was just noticing this, and I'm not sure you guys can see this, but right at the edge of the firebox, it is so hot. It is literally bending the light. If you take a look, if I move around, you can see right at the edge there. I thought that was pretty cool, and I would share that with you guys. I think you can see it. I can see it here, so very, very interesting. Science is a wonderful thing. I forgot to mention, during the week I picked up this tool here from Home Depot in the barbecue section. It's made by Weber. It's a stainless steel charcoal shovel. It helps you to maneuver and set up your charcoal, or even move the wood around into where you want it without having to get too close to it. And so far it's worked pretty good. It was pricey. Being a Weber, it was $20, but I definitely needed that, and when I saw that, I snatched it right up. Okay, it's been an hour, and I want to temp one of these brats to see how they're doing, so I don't want to overcook them. So they're looking pretty plump and nice and brown. The mac and cheese is looking very interesting. Starting to really bubble up a bit. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, they're at 216. I'm going to pull them all off right now. Okay, here are the brats. As you can see, they have a nice brown color. I snapped one open, so you can see, look at that beautiful smoke ring. Nice and juicy. Let me take a bite out of that. Oh my goodness. There's a nice snap to it when you bite into it, just like a bratwurst should be. The smoky flavor is phenomenal. They are fantabulous. I can't wait to eat them with the smoked mac and cheese. Okay, gang, this has been going for a while, and this is my first time. I couldn't get the smoker up to 350, so I'm just hoping this is really done. So it's looking pretty nice. It's bubbling still, and the topping looks fantastic. It's nice and brown, smoky looking. Let's take it off and try it out. I gotta say, right off the bat, it smells fantastic. So I'm gonna try to scoop a little bit of this up here. Place some in my plate. It's a little nice and thick there. Ooh, it's looking really good. I'm gonna take one of the bratwurst. Yep. Got a little shrivelly there. Let's give that a taste. It's not bad. Nice crunch from the topping. The smokiness. Definitely say this is a winner. So that was my first attempt. I think it came out pretty good. Certainly is edible. The brats came out spectacular. All in all, it's a pretty good experiment. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you liked this content, please subscribe for more. Click like, and please comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Tell me what you think. Anything will help my channel. So this ends another episode. A little bit of a long one, but I made sure you got to see all the steps this time. So, alrighty, guys, keep on smoking. We will catch you another day for another video.